I had to put myself through watching England back last night because I couldn't catch them live. And, man, I wish I didn't. I had to do that over the Argentina game just for this video. So you keep watching.
They're really not great at the moment. And I feel like they're lacking a bit of confidence as well. And it's all turning a bit sour. However, they have landed on their feet with the draw in the next round.
How do they keep getting away with this? Like you know me, Fergal. You know that when we talk, when we chat regular, like normal, I might go to extremes a little bit. Like I might go, this is the typical American. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Or what was the one? Harrison's going to be a Ballon d'Or contender. Or something
yeah, Harrison's going to be like a Ballon d'Or. That was a bit of a joke, but that sort of thing. But on the podcast, we try to go bit nuance. Like we try to talk through things, and Chelsea in the middle of them doing garbage, we would try to like put rationale behind why they're doing what they're doing, and I did a whole video about that sort of thing. But this is indefensible, and I just needed a platform to vent because, like, first of all, the fan base.
God knows how Harry and you're not even
it's
English.
Such
God
a
knows
shame
how
Harry isn't here. He was going to be on the episode, and he had a family thing come up, so he couldn't. It was such a shame because I would be fascinated to hear if he agrees with me on all of this. But this has been garbage. All of it. There are ideas. There is a build-up. There's a clear build-up structure last game that went 4-1-5, which is a bit Ten Hag in the sense where there's like one defensive midfielder, then it's a line of 5 essentially. But then a good thing that changed from last game to this is that this is a bit more squeezed together, and then you would have one of them drop off potentially. So this 6 is like, let's say he's holding Harry Kane because Kane is dropping deep as well at times. But I've seen this idea. I'll put screenshots here as well of what I mean. So someone would drop deep, and then this space would open up for potentially this run, or for this run. Gallagher even made a run once, and Kyle Walker couldn't execute. There was the Saka goal, so it's a good bit of play down the left. Foden combining with Trippier and utilizing the fact that Trippier is right-footed. So the idea of pushing the back line as far back as possible with slow build-up play and with the attackers going like trying to do a couple steps forward, so the center backs keep tracking them and keep getting pushed. And then you have a good amount of space here. There could be a space for Bellingham to drop in, get the ball, space for Kane to drop in, get the ball, and combine with Rice. But the idea was there. But the problem is it's so basic still and very easily sussed out by just not getting baited, by getting pushed so far back. And if someone drops, let them drop. Because if they turn, there aren't going to be any runners in behind anyway, because none of them are like actual runners except really Saka. But then if Saka's getting the ball, Walker's the one passing it. And he tried it a couple times. Walker was rubbish in the role that that Gareth Southgate wants from his right back, seemingly, but with those like long balls ahead. Walker's probably the least suitable right back for it, because he keeps playing those balls over the top or driving with the ball down the right hand side. He's not the dribble he was anymore, and I think that's pretty obvious from his previous season at Man City anyway. So when I say that Trent should just start on the right back, he should start on the right back. It's so obvious. And then with the back four being as tight as it is, Gomez starting at left back, why isn't it that Gomez starting left back, and then you have a back three, and then you can have a kind of a wing back in Trent that has built his Liverpool career being the best right back in the world, literally by FIFA's voting, running up and down the wing and delivering crosses. Like, why is it? It's like it's turned into this fallacy that Trent has to play deep just because he played for a season and a few months with Liverpool, as an inverted right back, not even a midfielder.
Yeah, especially with obviously Kane's going to be in the box, but Bellingham's in that left channel, so he's more likely going to be crashing the left back post uh, more than any other area.
Exactly. And then
So,
you have those
per,
crosses in.
per,
Already you
yeah,
scored a goal from a cross.
it is strange, and I felt for Gallagher. James Allcott touched on, like, he didn't do awful, as people were making out, but yeah, it just didn't seem to suit what England needed. I think Gallagher's the Bellingham replacement rather than. I think he suits that role more than the role that he was being asked to do by Southgate. Like, nowhere near as good as Bellingham. Well, I say that the way Bellingham's playing at the moment, I think Gallagher is as good as him. But if Bellingham was playing like he was for Real Madrid, then not. But Gallagher has the same sort of physical energy to get about the pitch, and then is also good in the box and good with late runs. Less so good with heading, but is still a threat for scoring. I think Bellingham maybe should get dropped for the next game,
Well,
or else you need to try and change something about him.
so this is what I put together. There's what it should look like to me. I have Bellingham there because
Hmm.
I don't actually think that Bellingham did badly. But so if you're gonna categorize England's problems, one of them is definitely not defending the final third. Just to give defense wins titles. You can literally draw every single game at the 0-0, qualify as the best third, and then win every game by penalties
Yeah,
and win the bloody tournament. That is
yeah,
100% realistic. And England
yeah,
can go all the way without conceding a single goal.
yeah.
Except the one obviously against Denmark, and that obviously it was because England were poor getting out with the ball that game, and Harry Kane giving the ball away from a throwing situation, which he doesn't normally do. Like that move of Kane dropping in for a throw on one side and switching the play, something he does often and does very well, very often. Just didn't work in that instance. That could be the one goal that England concede all tournament, and they can still realistically win the Euros. But it would be really it would be a really bad Euros winning side. Now, what I wonder is why isn't I think I did say this already. Like in terms of Gomez playing left back, even if you want to start Trippier, if you feel like you have to play Trippier, he's much better suited than Kyle Walker,
Yeah.
or like kind of the right back that will try to find passes through to midfield or carry the ball down the line or play one over the top for Saka or for whoever the number 8 here is. I just have them all in
Hmm.
there because it doesn't really matter in my opinion, who starts in principle. But I
Yeah.
do have Bellingham there. I dropped Foden, but you had said once that you wanted Bellingham and Foden, or you could see it working, which I also agree with.
Southgate should still give that a go and have Bellingham as the one that maybe switches into the double pivot, just basically drop him a bit deeper. And look, also just check. I just googled Luke Shaw to see and hit news just to see if there was anything. And Daily
Operational
Mail,
negligence to call him up, by the way. What an astounding
Daily Ma-
decision.
Daily Mail and the Guardian both reporting that he will be back for England's game on Sunday.
For the
Um,
okay, oh joy.
so if he's fit, I think Luke Shaw will start. Otherwise, what is the point in bringing him? So you can pencil him in for a start, but no, I put it in pain actually. And yeah, I'd I don't know. I actually think having a left-footed left back will actually benefit them massively. They just seem so
Yeah,
unbalanced. JJ Bull of Tifo tweeted an image of all of the players that started the games or started the last game and what their natural position is, and it is so lopsided to the right. It's crazy. I think Gordon should start as well. He looked good, but then Cole Palmer's the one that you're like. He's done so well. He seems to have taken his form, no fear at all, and just goes and plays, and always looks forward with everything he does. Um, do you drop Saka? Do you start Palmer on the left? Which I still think he would be effective on the left, and then if he can provide the width with his left foot, although the type of player he is, he'd probably still want to come inside. But yeah, I think part of the problem is for Seki, he does have quite a lot of options.
See, the thing is that Gareth Southgate plays narrow and compact, and like narrow just vertically. Horizontally and vertically going forward. He does try to do that like backline stretching and try to have runners in the half spaces, but also that runner might be Saka. Like Saka getting his to Bellingham in the first game. That was how. I think he doesn't drop Saka for that reason, because he's a runner. Like, he's one of the very few runners.
Yeah.
That he'll look to get the ball to. I'm just so confused by the absolute reliance on Kyle. Like, what is the right for Kyle Walker to start every minute?
It's very simple. It's because he's so cautious that he's just like, I want, out of all the right backs, he's got basically got two right backs to choose from. I'm going to take Trippier out of the discussion because I think he is like third choice. So you have like Kyle Walker, the defending one, or just trying to attack him on. And I think he sees it as that, and he'd much rather have the defending one in there. I think if Reece James was fit, I think if Reece James is fit and healthy, I think he starts because he covers both ideas. I think it's a confidence thing more than anything at this point. I think it's a cultural thing, which is what Southgate has done so well in getting the mood right. Now it's turned, it's twisted, gone negative, and it probably has something to do with the tactics he has as well. I can't imagine that players are really enthused to be playing this type of football. But I do wonder if like all these sort of things are starting to creep in, and a lot of the players are still young. Like they're big superstars for big clubs, but like the Saka, Bellingham, Gordon, Rice, they're all still relatively young, and so many other great English teams couldn't handle the pressure, couldn't perform under that.
One thing I remember there while you were saying, to go back to JJ Bull's point, lopsidedness, and also this ties into confidence thing. That there was a moment, there was a bit of build up on the left side, and he passes back and forth, Foden, and Foden passes back to him, and then he can like play a ball across to Jude, and then Jude has like 5 or 10 yards in front of him. Do anything he likes with the ball. He can like take a couple dribbles and find another pass or score himself. Then he plays it back to Foden, and then it goes intercepted, goes out for another throw, and then I think it's that following throw. He throws it to Foden, gets it back, and then the same pass is on. But because he's playing with his right and he doesn't have his body position oriented as a left footer, easier option for him as a very one-footed man, which is normal.
Yeah.
Not his fault. Or maybe he should have trained his left foot better as a youngster. I don't know. But he plays it inside to Rice. So Rice had made a run into the area, and he plays it into Rice. Rice is not expecting it. Or was it Jude Bellingham again, and then there was someone else? I can't remember the screenshot. It's overlaid here. But it like Bellingham or Rice or whoever it is in the area gets wrong-footed, intercepted. There are 7 attacking players within the final third for England at that point. It doesn't work at the end for Slovenia, but it was like a 4-on-3. So, those very little things that come from the setup. Like, it's a setup problem that resulted in the players just not performing because they're not playing in their in their right position.
But in saying this, like this whole mood can change in a moment. All that needs to happen is they put in a very comfortable win against Slovakia.
Yeah.
Like and then it could easily all just click into place. Like everything that had gone before in this tournament is just forgotten. It doesn't matter. We're in a quarterfinal. That was a good performance. So and so had a good player or had a good game. He looks full of confidence now after getting his goal. You can hear all the cliches already. Like
Yes.
it,
You
it,
can see
it
social media going, oh, well, there's a like Belgium
yeah.
facial
And,
player or whatever.
and they've been handed a gift by by getting Slovakia again. Like if they come up against the
On my
Dutch,
UEFA.
I think I was really looking forward to that because I was like, oh, the Dutch might actually knock them out. Now, uh, now, like if Southgate doesn't get them to the final, it's a huge failure.
See what happens. I'm sure we'll talk to you at some. But yeah,
Yeah,
subscribe because I had to be put through this for this video. I had to watch the entirety of the first half to record this. Like the video and subscribe and all these. Make it worth it. Fergal, thank you.
you're very welcome. Thanks, Alex.
Sorry we had to talk about England there, but